Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
We'd like to welcome everyone to the program this evening. Fresh air? No problem. The neighbors won't come by. Let's get some fresh air. Om Jnanasya Jnananjanasalakya Chakrunmilitanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavesam Samyena Bhutale Swayambhakayana Jati Swaparadikam Vandeham Shri Guru. Shirupam Saragatam Sahagana Raghunatham Devam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Paridana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Sahagana Naritam Shri Vishakhanvitam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namaste Tapta Kanchan Rorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Yeshavanu Sudevi Pranamami Haripriye. Hare Krishna. So welcome once again. So the theme of our talk today is the Bhagavad Gita. And we start by reciting the Sanskrit of this verse. It's a very famous verse. Some of you may have memorized it, and even the others may not have so much difficulty in following it. You want to try chanting after me? Yes. The Sanskrit sloka? Even if you make mistakes, there's no problem. Rajavidya,
Rajavidya,
Rajaguyam,
Rajaguyam,
Pavitram, Idam, Uttamam, Pratyakshavagamam, Dharmyam, Susukham, Kartam, Avyayam. Now we'll chant the same. Rajavidya Rajaguyam,
Rajavidya, Rajaguyam,
Pavitramidam Uttamam,
Pavitramidam Uttamam,
Pratyakshavagamam,
Dharmyam,
Susukham Kartam Avyayam.
Susukham Kartamavyayam.
Want to do it once more? Rajavidya Rajaguyam,
Rajavidya, Rajaguyam,
Pavitramidam Uttamam,
Pavitramidam Uttamam,
Pratyakshavagamam,
Dharmyam,
Susukham Kartam Avyayam.
Susukham Kartamavyayam.
Anybody wants to chant? Anybody who's memorized this?
Rajavidya Rajaguyam,
Rajavidya, Rajaguyam,
Pavitramidam Uttamam,
Pavitramidam Uttamam,
Pratyakshavagamam,
Pavitramidam Uttamam,
Pratyakshavagamam dharmyam
Pratyakshavagamam,
Susukham kartumavyayam.
Susukham Kartamavyayam, Pavitramidam Uttamam, Pratyakshavagamam, Susukham Kartamavyayam.
It is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. You want to repeat after me? This knowledge
This knowledge
is the king of education,
is the king of education,
the most secret of all secrets.
the most secret of all secrets,
It is the purest knowledge,
and the purest knowledge,
and because it gives
And
because it gives
direct perception
direct perception
of the self
of the self
by realization,
by realization,
it is the perfection of religion.
it is
it
the
is the
perfection
perfection of
It
religion.
is everlasting
It is everlasting
and it is joyfully performed.
And it is joyfully performed.
So this verse is being spoken by whom? Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the Vedas clearly establish who is the Supreme Lord. Many of us from India think all gods are one. You can take any path and the same result will be obtained. But the Vedas establish that there is one Supreme Lord and there are other gods or demigods who are also controllers but are under the Supreme Lord. Now, why was the Bhagavad Gita spoken? The Bhagavad Gita was spoken for the benefit of humanity, especially for the devotees in Atlanta. They could take advantage of this and perfect their lives. Krishna spoke this knowledge to his friend and devotee Arjuna. Of course, if we trace the history, then Krishna had first spoken to the Sangha Vivaswan. But in the course of time, the knowledge was lost. So he spoke again to Arjuna. When? Who knows when? I'll ask some questions in the middle of the audience. Who knows when? 5,000 years ago in Kurukshetra. So what does the Bhagavad Gita have? The Bhagavad Gita has knowledge. Here Krishna is saying, this knowledge is the king of education. Now, I can see in this audience, there are many newcomers, many few first-timers. So I'll go an extra mile to explain the knowledge. So when Krishna says this knowledge, what does he mean by this? By this he means the knowledge that is contained in this book called the Bhagavad Gita. And then Bhagavad Gita forms a part of the Mahabharata. And it was written by Vyasadeva, who is none else but the literary incarnation of the Supreme Personality of God. Just like if a child leaves home and goes away, do the parents feel sorry? You're a parent? You're a parent? Suppose your son leaves home and goes away. You would feel sad, isn't it? And what would be your desire? What would be your desire? Suppose he goes home, leaves home, he becomes a rebel. I don't want to live at home.
I'd like to see him back, you know.
The father and mother would like to see them back, is that right? So similarly, we also have a father. And our father is the Supreme Lord. This God may be known or called by different names in different parts of the world, but there is a Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord desires that we all come back to the spiritual world, which is our real residence. Now if I ask you what's your address, you probably give me an address in North Atlanta or India or somewhere. But this is our temporary address. The Supreme Lord knows that if we want to find real happiness, this can only be obtained if we also take to some level of spirituality. So the Supreme Lord is inviting us to return to our real residence or the spiritual abode. And He's giving us knowledge so that we know how to act. Everybody is after knowledge these days, am I right? And the standard of material knowledge is increasing. Just like at one time And in my student days, if you had a bachelor's degree, it was a big thing. But today, if you have a bachelor's degree, you can serve as a PM.